Want to figure out what the link is between your goals and objectives that we spoke about yesterday and the whole notion of be, do, have or mindset, then stick around and watch this video. Hi everyone, my name is Jacques Snyman and I make videos to help you create a more secure future for you and your family by means of some form of a conscious side hustle. Today I want to focus on the link between the objectives and goals that we spoke about yesterday and the whole notion of be, do, have. Remember, that's the classical approach that is proposed in terms of how do you achieve goals and objectives. You have to be somebody or someone. You then have to do certain actions, and then the third point is that you will then have certain outcomes or results. So simply the have part is the objective or the goal. The do part is the action or the activities, part of those objectives that we spoke about. And the be part is who do I need to become in order to achieve those goals. This may also be the reason why sometimes you achieve a goal, but it's not sustainable. It doesn't stay. It doesn't stick, right? And secondly, this may also be the reason why you find it so damn difficult to effect the change that is required. Just a simple practical example. There's most of the lotto winners, right, turn back or return back to being not millionaires anymore after a while. And my fundamental belief is that it is because they don't address the being part, the mindset part of being a millionaire, for example. They were used to a certain level of income, if you want, and then they won the lotto, and then that money is wasted or spent or whatever the case might be in a very short space of time, simply because they don't address that being part. So when you go and want to achieve objectives, you typically would do certain things in order to have certain outcomes. The little bit that's missing is the step prior to the doing bit, which is the being bit. That implies mindset yet again. And if you get the being part right, don't be surprised if you see quantum leaps in terms of the output, the having part, right? Don't be surprised if you find that there are certain inspired actions that you experience as a whisper from the universe, if you want, that you need to do in order to get the doing done to get to the outcome or the results. So that's typically what happens if you get the being part right. If you don't, then the performance or the progress tends to be incremental and tends to stay incremental. So the mindset change part or the being change part, remember, implies brain change. So that's mindset work. And what I'm suggesting there is put the mindset work right at the top of your list of to-dos or areas to focus on again. The other notion I wanted to mention is that between the being and the having part, that doing part fits in, but there has to be congruence between the being part, the mindset part, and the having part. And here specifically, I'm saying that what you believe as part of your mindset needs to be in support of you being able to do whatever the action happens to be in order to reach the goal or get to the end goal. So congruence is required. So the bottom line there, guys, again, is we need to do the hard work to go and figure out our beliefs, both the empowering ones, but most definitely more so the limiting ones, so that we can figure out what's holding us back. If you don't seem to be able to achieve that goal, let's refer to a stunning relationship or financial independence or something like that. If you say some things like, I struggle to be able to crack the money nut. If that's the kind of way that you speak, then please believe me, that's just a reflection of what your true fundamental mindset or belief about money is. So those things need to be addressed. Just a very rapid reference back to the definitions. Remember, beliefs has got to do with what is true for you, and values has got to do with what is important for you. So both those things are also important. Identify those limiting beliefs, and how do you know that those are limiting you? Let me give you two more examples. Maybe you believe or think that money is hard to make, right? You might even think that money or finances is a limited resource. And the third one, and this is where I personally struggle with, I still have a belief that I'm working on that says I have to work hard in order to earn my money, right? That's not necessarily true, guys. That's most definitely a limiting belief that is holding me back in terms of being able to efficiently apply myself to the time I've got available. And that is most definitely a challenge that I've taken on myself to go and change. So that belief that says I have to work hard for my money, I have to put in the 8 hours or the 12 hours or the 16 hours a day in order to achieve a certain level of income is a severe challenge for me. So I've spoken about this before, but here's the process in summary again. Remember that a belief is simply a choice. So when you do realize what that limiting belief is, make the other choice, make the contrary choice. Write out that enabling belief for yourself, right? Then go out and find a tool or a framework or a modality or something that works for you. I gave you a number of examples. What I'm doing right now is I'm doing the affirmations on a daily basis. I do reflection and I've set an intent. So that's all I'm using right now. I'm still exploring the possible modality of meditation, but a specific way of meditation in order to change those limiting beliefs. So that's where I am in terms of the modalities that I've chosen. And I'm on day 37 of those affirmations. And I must admit, there's a very definite shift in what I observe and what I notice. So there's definitely an impact on the RAS. Remember, as we do those repetitive narrations or those repetitive affirmations, that causes brain change. That causes the formation of new neural connections, and that's the whole purpose of this. So once you've identified the limiting beliefs, you've chosen your modality, then the steps are simple and easy from there on. After identification, you need to figure out which beliefs you want to keep or blow up if you want, and which ones you need to eliminate, and then put that process or practice of yours in place on a daily basis, and then it's just simply a matter of repetition. Remember, the beliefs were initially instilled in you by repetition. So the way that you change that is also by repetition. Couple of other comments. The importance of a gratitude practice, I cannot stress enough. So work that into your daily practice somewhere, somehow. It can take you as little as 5 minutes, guys. So do that. And the other thing is an orientation in terms of expecting the universe to give you good stuff if you want. So open your mind to be expectant of miracles, and things really start to happen, which is really interesting. I'm expecting 2 miracles today. I'll give you feedback on that later on. There's another fundamental question that I believe at some point in your life you have to answer. And the question is very simple. Is this a friendly universe or not? It was one of those famous statements made by Einstein way back when. I fundamentally believe that this is a friendly universe. That's how I operate. I hope that helps and works for you. The Be Do Have principle linked to the reaching of objectives and goals. I'll chat to you tomorrow about the central part, the third step in the strategy or planning creation process, and that's all about crafting the strategy, developing options, and making a choice. Hope this was helpful. Like, subscribe, or send me a mail if you need more detail.